I know. Oh, hi. I'm Rakita Jones.
And I'm Antonio Hunter, and welcome to the first official Arts Academy at Benjamin Rush African American History video.
Now what we're going to do is that we're going to be looking at African Americans that started from the 70s to the present.
The 70s. It was all about growth. I mean, after the Civil Rights Movement, we were moving on and aspiring to bigger and better things.
Yeah, you're right. Most African Americans were trying to make the best of things and then trying to become more true to themselves.
It's very easy for people to throw stones at you when they don't understand, rather than searching to find out what you are all about. I think that's a great mistake that we make between each other. Human beings are supposed to love one another and recognize each other as whatever it is that we have to offer in order to enhance the other one, help them grow and build and become whatever it is that human beings should really be all about, rather than allowing ourselves to be destroyed by that which we feel is derogatory. We fall into unhealthy traps by having people call us names, and rather than laughing about it and using it as energy to build on, we fall into a trap of weakness and say, well, we're not wanted. I'm going to go to sleep for a while. So we start drinking too much alcohol, we get on cocaine, we get on anything that makes us put ourselves in a position where then they, whomever they are, who are in power, then point a finger at you and say, see, I told you so, you can't handle it.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blickety black, 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 y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black.
The time era that I grew up in might be considered the era of black awareness. It was in the mid-1970s, and I was in my late teens. During that time, it was like, it was fun. I don't know whether you recall a famous entertainer, James Brown, came out with a song, I'm Black and I'm Proud. And black people were experiencing a time of growth and development. Now, we still had our struggles, but we were working through problems. We were developing and reconstructing from the time in the 60s where there was a lot of unrest. And I believe that in the mid-70s, we were just about to come out of that.
Are you going to go out into the world with your hair looking like that?
Well, Mr. Douglas, you know times have changed. We wear the natural now.
You call that a natural? That's a mess. I've been watching the progress of our people, and I'm quite familiar with the natural. And I'm also aware that it is worn as an outward expression of pride and dignity. So haven't you forgotten?
Right. My Afro Sheen comb easy and hairspray for Sheen. You know, I can dig this getting my fro together.
My sentiments almost exactly.
Well, how's this, Mr. Douglas? Mr. Douglas? Man, ain't nobody gonna believe this.
Let's talk about the 80s. It was all about enjoying life, understanding freedom, and rocking the latest Jerry Curl.
Yeah, but we still face racial issues that will follow us for years to come.
honest right now. Have you ever crossed to the other side of the street because a black man was walking behind you? Or have you ever been suspicious when you've seen a black man walking down the sidewalk of your all-white neighborhood? Or have you ever felt uncomfortable when a black man is in the car next to you and you lock the doors? Or how many of you would go to a black doctor or a black lawyer or send your children to a black teacher? Be real honest. How many people of all colors were brought up with the perception that black men are bad men, the boogeyman, the criminal? I want to just talk to some people in our audience here. Who raised their hand just before you did? Yes.
Yes, recently I was in a shopping mall out in the south suburbs, and as I went up to the counter, I didn't think that I looked like a criminal or anything, but the young white lady that was in front of me, as she turned and looked around, she grabbed her purse and made it knowingly that she's taking her purse away. He's going in my purse or something, as maybe if I was going to go in the purse or something. So I was belittled by it, and the lady at the counter asked me what was wrong. I said, well, she acted as if I was going in her purse, and I had no intentions, you know.
Yeah, and it's because you were black.
Evidently.
Evidently. You say what?
Yes, Oprah. I was a training instructor for Electronic Corporation, and there were times when I was not allowed to even train the white people, and I've heard them even say, I don't want him training me because he's black, and I couldn't do anything about it.
You raised your hand. Yes.
I'm a designer, and I was working at a print shop down in the Loop about a year and a half ago, and since we weren't doing well, I asked could I go out and do some sales for the company. So he called me in his office, and he sat me down and said, you know, I really believe you could do some sales, and I'd like to work with you, but I think you're too big and too black, and you might intimidate our clients.
An entire generation of black Americans who believe that because the old racism has been set to rest, that there is no racism. There is a whole generation of black Americans who do not understand that there is a new racism. And the new racism is what this gentleman, this gentleman, this gentleman, this gentleman have just stood up and articulated. The new racism is what you see when your quote-unquote good white friend says, what was he doing in the neighborhood? I was doing in the neighborhood exactly what she was doing in the neighborhood. That is the new racism. That's the designer racism.
Okay, good.
It's the 90s, and African Americans were on fire. Baggy clothes and more channels for TV shows was just the basics for African American life.
I remember those days. Life was so simple. But not in LA. In 1992, Rodney King was stopped and brutally beaten by police, whom were later charged for their actions. The result? They were just set free, and this triggered the LA riots.
Street from the campus of USC. You can see some of the devastation in this area. The rubble is just, you know, we keep saying it over and over again, but it looks like a bomb has hit the area, but that's just the best way to describe it. It's exactly what it looks like. What's your reaction to all that's happened since the Rodney King verdict?
All this is a shame because they had all this on tape. They saw the way Rodney King was beaten. His car did not go over 80 miles. They really beat him. And it's a shame the way they let Powers walk out of there laughing and smiling. They know that it was wrong. And it's a shame the way they are acting towards us. And plus, they ought to stop tearing up our neighborhood and let's stick together. We got to pull through this. Stop burning our town down and let's pull through this. Let's go to Parker Center and march.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Now we're back to the present.
Yes.
African Americans were coming up with the new black president and diversity through races. We were finally coming together.
Right. And African Americans weren't just coming together, but all races were as people.
Now, you mentioned that, you are Native American and black. Do you ever find that there's a lot of flack for identifying as anything other than black? Like, have you run into that in the black community?
Most certainly, especially a lot of times by my mom as well. Like, upon growing up, Because my mom's very fair-skinned, so I remember one time growing up, I asked her if she was white, and she was like, no, you're black. And then, so when I was going to school, and I tried to tell these kids what I am, if I didn't say that I was just black, I got kicked out of that group. And certainly I'm not white, so I'm not like in that group. It's really divided, you know, and it doesn't really touch on all spectrums. We're very intermingled now. Like, there's no just one race.
Thanks for watching this educational video, and we hope you learned a lot about African American history.
Yeah, and remember, February is Black History Month.